Good morning, friends. It's 5:30, and we've got company coming over for lunch today. So in a minute, I'm going to go out and have my coffee on the deck because the sun is coming up on the mountains. That's going to be amazing. And we are doing ribs for lunch today. So these are the ribs that I cut off when King Soopers and Costco have a sale on their ribeye roast. They all have these ribs underneath them. So there's actually two of these per full roast. So I've got them cut in half. Now, when people make these, they do lots of different seasonings on them. Cheryl and I found that with our carnivore taste, really cleaning up our diets, about all we like is salt on our meat. But typically, you'll see people paste these they'll put a Worcestershire sauce on them, or they'll put maybe mustard on them or mayonnaise on them to stick their barbecue rub to it. But we don't do the barbecue rubs because they got a lot of seasonings in them, especially peppers and paprika and things like that tend to be inflammatory. And again, the more we've cleaned up our diet, again, this last several months, we are liking our meat just plain. So these are pretty, not heavily, but pretty well salted. I used kosher salt today. And then I also use Lakeshore Drive seasoning. We get Lakeshore Drive from the Spice House, Lakeshore Drive. That has green peppercorns in it. So the green peppercorns tend not to be inflammatory for most folks. It's got a few other seasonings in it, but it's the only seasoning blend we've found that is non-inflammatory. So you can get that from the Spice House. I'll put that link up here. Spice House, and it's just called Lakeshore Drive. And it solves a lot of seasoning problems. It goes on just about everything for us. So I've got to go outside now and turn on the smoker, bring it up to 250. So at 250, then these are going to go on. I'm going to watch them for about 2.5 hours. We want to bring them up to an internal temperature of about 250 with the meat probe. So this is the Weber Searwood 600. I bought it like just about a month ago. I've used it 2 or 3 times, and I'll tell you what, it replaced my older smoker. You'll notice it doesn't have a smokestack on it, but this is an amazingly well-built smoker. I'm not a big smoker guy, but it's well-built. It's heavy duty. The little controls over here work great, and it puts out a ton of smoke. But what I like about it, the reason it's called Searwood, is I can come over and turn this up to 600 degrees, and right underneath here, instead of just having the smoke and heat coming out, it's going to, in like about 10 minutes, it takes this up to 600 degrees so I can sear my steaks and roast on it after I've smoked them all day. So anyway, just a plug for the Searwood 600 by Weber. This is a short one. All right, these are off to the races, low and slow. Smoker's at 245. I'll bring it up a little bit. But off to the races, low and slow. We're going to give them about 2 hours, come back and check and see how they're doing. So just a quick update. We've been going about an hour, and these are looking great, the best I can tell. Everything's cooking, everything's smoking. It's got a nice smoke color. We're just going to let them keep on cooking and keep the lid down. Now, it's an extra treat for today. These are what they call Korean barbecue ribs. They're a really nice sliced rib. It's a thick sliced rib, and I get them from Flying Bee Bar Ranch. Flying B, the letter B, Bar Ranch. They make some great grass-fed beef, and all we're going to do to keep these really simple, give them some flavor, is I soak them. I put a little coconut aminos on them, and I season them with the Lakeshore spice, and herbs. I didn't add salt because the coconut aminos are going to add the salt to them. So we'll let them soak in the coconut aminos for about 5 minutes, turn them over, do the other side. Then they'll go back on the grill. They won't cook as long as the other ribs, but I'll put them on for about 2 hours, and they'll just be an extra special meaty treat for everybody to have one today. All right, so we've been going about 2 hours at 245. I put these Korean barbecue ribs on about an hour ago, and they are looking really nice. I put them on the upper rack because that's just how much room I had. And then these guys are doing some really cool stuff. So I don't know why we do this, but one of the guys I watch, Church Barbecue, says if you want to, you can come out and spritz them with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. So we're just going to spritz them with some apple cider vinegar. And then what I'm going to do now is take them and wrap them in butcher paper and put them back on for the next 2 hours. That should keep them nice and moist. So we're just going to do a quick wrap. A lot of people wrap these in tin foil, but we don't like the tin foil idea. So I'm just going to wrap each of these up in a nice big piece of butcher paper, put them back in for another 2 hours. And when you're doing this, you always want to include your dogs, because remember, dogs are carnivores and they love being a part of the learning process for how you're going to fix your meat. So again, we're just going to take this and wrap it up. I can't do it with one hand here, but we're just going to wrap this up casually and quickly. And Abby's going to start getting excited about lunch as well. There we go. So one of the fun parts about the carnivore journey is learning. So we're taking meat and we're learning how to cook it. We're having fun with it. We're enjoying it being a little different every time, because just like baking, you know, during COVID, I took up baking and I ate a lot of einkorn bread. We loved it. Turns out it wasn't the best thing for me, but emotionally it was a great support product for my body, for my emotions more than my body. But the meat, the carnivore journey has been really great, and we're just having fun discovering how to do that. So I watch the YouTube videos, then I go get my meat and I turn on my grill and we create fun food. And we experiment and we enjoy it, and we don't try to be perfect. Alrighty, so we've been cooking about 5 hours. The last 3 hours I've had them wrapped up. By the way, these Korean barbecue ribs, they're looking amazing. We just did this separate. You can see the smoke just wafting out of here. But my friend Dino's here, so I'm going to run the camera and he's going to move it, take one off. I'm going to put it over here, and then he's going to open it up. And it's got a lot of meat in it. Okay.
Perfection.
That's looking pretty good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, why don't you take that knife and just slice one off, and let's see what we've got there.
Look at that.
Tell you what, being a Food Network star is not easy. Oh my gosh. How are we looking there?
Beautiful smoke ring. Juicy, tender.
Okay, I think we did okay, don't you?
Perfection.
Okay. We're going to get the rest of these ready, and then we'll show them to you guys when we're done, because camera, ribs, grease, and oil, and my deck, it's making a hot mess. Okay, now this right here, this little knob moves the camera up and down. Okay. So, bring it over here. And we are continuing to create amazing ribs. My buddy Dino is chopping them up. We're going to have a platter full of ribs for 5 people. And you know, guys, there's a lot of ways you can cook these, but what I showed you today is simple and easy. It's what I call the carnivore way. And the cool thing is, these really didn't cost me anything, because they were part of my prime rib, my ribeye roast that I bought on sale for $6 a pound. And then these would be what most people would call throwaway. And I thought, you know, we should keep these, because there's got to be a way to make them amazing. And sure enough, look at that. Okay, and we didn't even put any bark on these. We just put salt on them. I put salt and Lakeshore Drive. That's it. And then we'll put some. I didn't put any. We didn't put any sauce on them, because that doesn't go well with a lot of us in this family. But I'll put some sauce out for the company today. We'll have some barbecue sauce for them. And these just continue to be